Hey Neil, good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. We've got gold at an all-time high. All-time high, folks. We bust through 2,500 earlier today, then it dropped back, and now it's back up over 2,500 again. Good to see you, Neil. I'm going to put in 50-day and 200-day moving averages here, just to help folks out. Putting in moving averages here right now. First one is going to be a 50-day. And the second one we'll do is a 200-day. Oh yeah, she's way above, well actually that's not day. Here, we'll move this to days. There we go. How's Bitcoin doing? Let's check. We'll see. There's Bitcoin. So it looks like Bitcoin's at just shy of 60,000 US. It's at about 59,000. 59,500. That's Bitcoin. So I think I may just keep this going for half an hour or so. So we catch the last half hour of trading. I believe it's still trading. Let's zoom in on this. See here we were looking at daily plots on the graph. There's by the minute. So it has pulled back a bit. It actually did get up to 2509. That's at 2506 right now. Still looking pretty good though. According to that link that Neil posted, it may crash. Huh. I don't know, you know, like I can't, I don't have good enough reason to believe that I can predict what's going to happen. But what I can definitely do is report what has happened. And I know that's one thing people don't like about charts because, you know, past performance is not necessarily an indication of future results. Hey Chad, good to see you. Chad Wolf. One of the most difficult last names in the world to produce, but I'm going to give it a shot right now. Wolf Schled Steinhausen Bergerdorf. Hausenbergerdorf. I think I came pretty close there. And we got Silver Patriot, Love God, Love Man in the house too. Welcome in, Silver Patriot. So the line that's the most jagged there is the price of gold being charted, and then the blue line is 50 unit increments, and the red one is 200 unit increments. So it just depends the time frames I've selected here. It's hourly, so 200 hour moving average is this red line, and 50 hour moving average is the blue. And I did see Neil put in a comment here earlier. Let's see if I can highlight it here. Isn't buying an asset at its all-time high not good advice? Yeah, it's tough. I like buying, if it's below its 200-day and its 50-day moving average, then I look at physical assets as a decent value buy. And I know Neil's also excited about silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium, and so am I. I am too. Hey, Sergeant Gold, good to see you. I'd love to agree with you, Sergeant. I don't think all the cool kids are here, but all the kids that are here are cool. Absolutely. That is tough. It is a tough last name to pronounce. Okay, so this is being charted hourly. Let's just move it right into the minute. So it is still trading. And I actually got fairly excited about this earlier in the day when I saw it hit 2,500 right around here. I was like, oh, I wonder if she's going to go, but I had to go to work, so I couldn't live stream it. And it was an all-time high here, and buying it here, in hindsight, wouldn't have been a bad idea because it's just kept going. But just to give perspective, I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit more again here. So we're really going back to the end of July on this chart. And let's actually go really long term here. There, we're going back to the 1960s now. And so yeah, an all-time high like here was not a good time to buy. That was not a good time to buy. First she dropped from like 1,800 down to just a little over 1,000. That's a big hit. Here, we'll zoom back in a bit more now. There we go. But I think a lot of people are going to be very excited about this rally in gold because it's a sign that these physical assets are getting attention, and it's also a sign that the fiat currencies are, continuing to fail. Hey, we've got THS in the house, and Mike Herrera. Welcome in, guys, and happy weekend, everybody. Yeah, I've still not got a CCT silver slide. But I've seen lots of people use them, and everyone that I know that got one is really quite happy with it. I know they're beautiful. They're a work of art, and a lot of craftsmanship put into that by Cyber Curtain Twitcher. So I think what I might do now is actually add silver in here. Let's compare silver in with that. We'll just see, because I noticed silver seemed to be really lagging. And so in doing that, what I'm going to do is just hide these moving averages now. we'll just hide those for now. Let's go a little further. So now in this setup, the burgundy line is the price of silver being charted back to the beginning of October 2023, and the blue is gold. And of course, so long as I'm comparing them, I won't show the price on the side, it'll just show the percentage return. Hey, we've got George in here. Hey there, Jorge. Good to see you too. And so I'm gonna hide. Let's see if I hide silver, if it'll bring the price back. No, it won't. So I have to actually delete silver. There we go. So we can see gold's hanging in steady at 2507. Right there. And because I've got my profile thing, here, let's switch this. Let's switch it to that one. And I think I should maybe put myself, in the corner up there. I think that's a better spot for me. Thanks, Silver Patriot. And look at this, it actually looks like it's having a last minute run here. Let's see on this. It is. Let's look a little closer. It's funny how it's frequently on a Friday where we'll see it take off like crazy, and then on the Monday it cools off again. But either way, this is definitely a significant historical moment where we've busted through 2,500 US dollars per troy ounce of gold for the first time in the history of man. And I'm glad that I've been able to bring this to you live. We're gonna watch the final 20 minutes of trading. Do the 15-minute chart? Okay. So by 15-minute chart, what this means is each of these increments in here, the red and the green, is 15 minutes of trading. Each one of these is 15 minutes worth of trading. So that's what we've got there now. Actually, I should have myself over here, since that's dead space anyway. There we go, that's better. Right, Silver Patriot? Yeah. So much for transitory inflation. I think I should scroll this this way just a little bit more. I'd like to zoom in on it more too, but it blocks off the bottom part. So I think that's our best view. Hey, we've got Wellness with Frugal Mama in the house. Hey, Wellness. Good to see you. It's been a while. For anyone that doesn't know, like, I've been following precious metals for several years now. And my favorite is actually silver. But I do also really like platinum, gold, and most recently osmium, crystallized osmium. And Neil's free to put in Ian's link or your own link, or any links for the osmium content that you like, Neil. Go for it. If THS says if you only bought 100 grand in gold last year, right? Remember liquidating my bank account, bought 2 whole gold Eagle tubes, nice, and paid $1,500 per ounce. That's sweet, Chad. Let's see how long she stays above 2,500. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? I remember after gold broke 500 US an ounce, and then it pulled way back. I'll show you in the charts in a couple minutes here. And then it struggled for a good year or two, and people were saying it would never get above 500 an ounce again. Never. And it sure did. Hey Stephanie, good to see you. So that link that Neil just put in is for Ian's website, and he's a dealer. He sells silver, gold, platinum, and crystallized osmium. And that's arxgo.com. Thanks, Neil. THS says we've got a new ceiling of 2,600. Yeah, I think it's kind of got to stay above 2,500 for a couple days to really knock that in and solidify that. Here, I'll show you what I mean about when it broke through 500 US. See? Back here. This right here is 500 an ounce. And it broke through 500 in 1979. And it went up to 700 and then it came back to 300. So that's more than a 50% drop. And so it was right around here, you know, around year 2000 when there was analysts saying gold will never, ever get to 500 an ounce again. And I distinctly remember that, and that was during the tech bubble, you know, the .com bubble. But let's just take a look and see what it did ever since then. Really no looking back. Really no looking back. So we'll put it back on the 15-minute charts here. You can see it's hanging in there above 2,500. Oh, did 79 stop in here? I didn't see 79. I don't see 79 in here. I may have missed it though. Hey 79, for some reason your comment did... No, she's not. Okay. I didn't think so. Every once in a while though, like I'm streaming on StreamYard, and every once in a while the comments get messed up on it. So what I'm going to do here is hey, no worries Stephanie, no worries at all. Stephanie's an awesome person too, by the way. So I'm going to drop the link here for if anyone wants to come up and discuss what's going on. Have a discussion for a couple minutes, if you like. And if not, that's fine too. Neil wants to? Okay. Only thing is, when I have someone else on the panel, I gotta stop playing the music. And I gotta switch my audio settings first. So just hold on a second, Neil. I see you there. Just hold on. I want to switch my audio settings before you come up here, because I did have it on stereo, so just hold on. There, we should be good now. Let's bring Neil on the panel. Hey Neil.
What's up? What am I looking like here today? Oh, I'm a tiger. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, you got the tiger profile picture happening. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, economy. Unless you were a multimillionaire going into this mess, who's actually doing good? You know what I'm saying? if you were a multimillionaire going into this past 4 years, you might only have 1 million left. But if you had less than 500,000 to start with, you're probably not doing good right now.
And you know what? I agree. Like, even let's say 10 years ago, you bought an ounce of gold, right? And you've seen this run up. Really, it's kept up with inflation, but it hasn't really increased your wealth. It's maintained and helped
Yeah, and
preserve
that's
your wealth.
a perspective not well talked about in different social medias or different channels. There's a lot of things that I don't know that they used to matter, and now apparently they seem not to matter, and that's kind of bizarre to me because what West Africa just did to gold, I don't price should be going up on that, not on inflation, and it's called supply and demand, and they basically just shut off 100 tons of gold a year to the world community
Yeah.
because they're one of the largest gold miners in West Africa, and they stopped selling. They're reorganizing their whole country, building their own refinery so they don't get screwed when they send the gold out for refining. And they were losing like 47 million ounces or tons. I think it's tons a year to artisanal mining, which was going straight to basically the Arab nations, mostly Dubai and AEU, and it was funding terrorism. And they just shut all that down when they shut down all of the every mine in their country, and they sent their air force out, and they actually have already killed 2 large terrorist cells that were in that area. It's the I don't recall. It's this Sunara region. It spans more than one country because over there they do tribal territories, and only for political reasons do they do country lines. But it's in the Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso area. They just knocked out terrorism, which America and the UN couldn't do in 15 years that we were down there. And it's not making news, but they also are stopping gold being sent out, which is about 100 tons a year. So gold's already been on a decline since 2022 as far as production, and you can look it up. It's been on a decline. So another 100 tons taken off the market continues the gold production in a decline, pretty severe one, a couple percentage points every year. And that in and of itself should drive the price of gold, not inflation. So if inflation's running it, it should be a lot higher. I think supply and demand is running it, and we're being fooled on the inflation numbers. One of the two is a lie. Either the inflation numbers to pricing of gold or the actual physical asset being produced and put out to the marketplace, which is a supply and demand run thing, typically, unless you have some sort of manipulation going on.
Yeah.
So again, supply of gold is dropping. Not that we don't have it, it's just mines have stopped. They're shutting mines down, and Burkina Faso just shut all their mines down, including, I believe, it might affect Fortuna for about the next 10 months as far as their production, because I think they have a gold mine in that area of the world.
I hear you. And I'll address that in a second. I just wanted to, in case Stephanie is still here, I just wanted to let you know that I sure hope your weekend gets better. I don't know if you saw the comments there, Neil, but she just had a flood in her house, and her homeowner's insurance has been canceled due to the rating of her roof.
Oh, wow.
Really, really sad. So I think she's taken off. She's going to be mopping that up. And the next best suggestion that I have is make sure you got a sump pump. If you don't have one, that'll help reduce flooding in the future. We've got 79 in the house. Hey, 79. And so then back to your comment there, like, I agree. There's going to be economic factors and like the mining supply and demand that will affect the price. But the inflation is actually the creation of the fiat currency. So it's the dilution of the purchasing power of that.
Okay.
And so I think that, when they give us inflation numbers, they're all BS.
Yeah, they are. Could you
Because
pull up the 100-year gold chart while you were talking?
Pardon me?
Could you pull up the 100-year gold chart while we're talking, or a 50-year, or well, no, at least a 70-year gold chart, at least, if you
Well,
have access to it.
yeah, I do have access to it. I'm able to just zoom this very one out back to 1970, which gives us 50 years.
Yeah, we need to go beyond 50 years because that chart right there is charting the monetary system we used that includes inflation built into the fiat currency. It started in 1971, and it's supposed to have been a 50-year trial.
Okay.
It's been going 53 years, but
Okay.
if you go back before 1971,
This
that's when we
that's
had
100-year.
Okay.
100-year.
Before 1971, that
Hey,
chart
Zardos.
is the chart that we didn't have an inflation-based currency like we do now. So if we change over back to a non-inflationary currency or an asset-backed currency like we did before 1971, the numbers are going to look more like from 1971 backwards from that time.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Right,
so future charts after this little hiccup of 3 to 5 more years that we have to go for before we stabilize our economy with a new money system, it'll stabilize at that point and probably for the next 50 years.
Right. So this is going back now from 1915 to like 1972. And so
yeah, see the difference there? Right before the fiat currency kicked in, right there, fiat currency kicked in. Boom, inflation. That's inflation driving the price of gold right there.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
I think it could be supply demand.
That is included, but inflation has to be included from 1971 onward onto the price. Where before that, you cannot say inflation because our money was not inflated; it was actually real money backed by gold and silver.
Yeah. So here now we'll just go from 1970 till now.
Yeah, we're screwed. There you can see it. Boom, right there. It starts going up. That's inflationary pricing. And every game they played with economics is the high bumps and even the lows from those high bumps are higher.
Yeah.
A little sideways action, but what's up, Zardos?
So we'll just bring it back here now to the
see what the
because it looks like we've only got another 4 or 5 minutes of trading here before the week trading is done. So this is saying we're at 2506, 2507.
I think 2505 is today's bottom.
Yeah.
Looking at that chart you showed up.
Yeah, well, it looks to me like it opened at about 24.51. So like it's jumped a little over $50 an ounce today.
Yep.
It's a good run.
They might have just got the news that Burkina Faso is not producing 100 tons of gold, and that might have driven up that $60 uptick.
Thanks, Stephanie. I do, like, sincerely, I hope your weekend gets better. And like I do empathize with you too, because I've had that happen to a previous house that I owned and a commercial building that I owned. And that commercial building, what a freaking mess that was. We ended up having to trench around the entire thing because it was older, and when it was built, they didn't put that. You'll know what it's called. It's that rubberized vapor barrier that they put around the foundation.
It's a type of waterproofing, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do that, and they didn't put any sump pumps on it, and it was 2/3 the way down a fairly steep hill.
Wow.
And
typically, a cheaper option if it's not a steep hill. If it's more like just the yards running water into your house, and that's how it gets flooded. You can just regrade part of your yard.
Yeah, we did that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you lowering a part and raising it apart by just 2 inches, making a 4-inch differential in your yard could end a lot of flooding.
Yeah, absolutely. We brought in a bobcat to do
that. Yeah.
So now I see 79 is in here because she loves silver. Just kidding. Where did it go? But I'm gonna just chart silver versus gold here, just so you can see, because she's saying silver is just not keeping up at all. But on that exact same chart, silver's actually significantly outperformed gold in the same time period over the last couple of days, where silver's up 4%, gold's up 1.4. So it just depends on the time frame that you look at. But
And the perspective.
yeah, we can go way out. Like here, we're going back now, and I'm not like trying to cherry pick these times. I just randomly switched the time frame here to weekly now, and back to 2020. Silver's up 62% and gold's up 44. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, girl. Whoa. You silver hater, you.
Mm-hmm.
Go buy yourself some platinum and some crystallized osmium, girl.
So now, to be fair, because true enough, there are periods of time here where silver's absolutely just done brutal compared to gold. And here's one time frame. We pick the high of 2020, and silver's only up 9%, gold's up 23.
Yeah, that's cherry picking anywhere. You just took random ones and
That's
happened random.
that's right. So like the worst that you're going to see in gold versus silver is here. If you go back to 2011, from 2011, which was a peak in the precious metals markets, silver's still down 22% and gold's up 76. And so, to be fair, this is what 79 is talking about, right?
To be fair, I don't care what 79's talking about. Nah, boo boo.
But if she spits in my general direction, I have to be able to deflect some of it, and I'll absorb the balance. So anyway, we'll take silver right out of here, because that's not what this live stream's about. This live stream's actually about gold, and we're still at 2508 on it.
And we got like a minute left.
A minute left of trading. Yeah, we may still have like 15 or 20 minutes left in this live stream, though.
Oh yeah. No, I was talking about trading because I want you to pull up a platinum and gold, like just a 50-year chart overlay, and see what see what it looks like and what you think about buying opportunities and what a possible better buying opportunity would be if you compare those two charts.
Okay, let's see. Platinum. Okay, so gold is the broken green and red line, and platinum is the purple line now. And you can have that verified here, because purple is XPT, which is platinum, and the green and red is XAU, which is gold. It's also confirming that over here. So really, going back to
well, looking at that, I'd rather own the red line than the blue line.
Yeah, that's very, very short term, though. Let's look a little longer. You wanted, well, we'll go as long as this chart shows.
That'll work. That's actually, I wanted at least a 30 to 40 year chart.
Well,
now you're looking at it. Stop it right there. Okay, I can tell you right now, the lower one's platinum.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, what chart? Now, if you extend it out a little bit further, you see right there where the two combine back in 2008 ish area, where they intersect, and that's where they separate.
Right around there.
And it kind of runs the same.
Yeah.
Up until that point, right there. Boom. That point, it goes down sideways.
Yeah. And
gold goes up. So what asset class, looking at that, not knowing what they are, what asset class would you look at that chart and say you'd want to own, looking at the date from 2009 till now? The one on the bottom's about the same, and the one on the top's already gone up exponentially. Of those two colors, which color would you want to invest in if you didn't know one was platinum and one was gold?
You know what?
Your other perspectives of looking at charts and purchasing power, which one,
So from a momentum point of view, I would say gold, because gold's got the momentum.
Yeah.
But from a value perspective, you want to buy low.
Yeah.
And so when you look at that, if
Yeah, and you look back to the history to where this one on the bottom actually ran even for 100 years with the one on the top. Just from that point on, it's gone sideways. That's
Yeah,
all. So
yeah.
that's quite a while too. So you can't be going on like that for much longer before it takes its normal spot back with wherever that top line's going. And the value of that increase will far suppress gold, silver, and all of it.
Well, and like now is a good time to bring up, and I think you've raised this point before, and that is a gold to platinum ratio. And
Yeah,
historically, the
yeah,
gold to platinum ratio, platinum was valued at roughly twice
yeah. 2 to 1,
gold.
2 gold made 1 platinum.
And right
Now it's
now,
gone
it's
reversed.
actually the opposite way
Yeah,
around.
yeah, inverted. Back at exactly where that chart ends or starts, that's when it started the inversion at that point in history. So that's why when I look at it, I'm like, okay, within 6 months to a year of that time in history, what happened that could have affected the price of platinum? And that's why I've come up to with the deduction of it and the lineage of how I see the manipulation of platinum happening and by whom. And I've laid it out before.
I'm just gonna pin this StreamYard link to the top of the chat because I know 79 sometimes likes joining the panel and shooting the breeze with us. But yeah, if anyone else wants to come up and weigh in on this, I think we're going to keep this going live, maybe another 15 or 20 minutes.
What's gold at right now? I think the market's actually closed.
Okay, I have to get rid of platinum here in order to.
That's cool. I mean, I showed my point as to why I see what I see when I look at it. That's something.
Yep. So the markets have closed, and it looks like the gold has closed at 2508.
Cool. Above 2505. That's cool. That means
2508.
2505 might be a bottom.
And it closed on strength too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's momentum moving on up. So that's a good day, and I have a feeling that that's going to be good for silver too, because there's a high directional correlation between gold and silver. It's not 100% correlated, but it's my understanding is it's over 90% correlated in direction. And
Well, believe it or not, according to Kitco, gold only went up 2.9% and silver went up 2.4. Oh, excuse me. So, gold went up 2.09 and silver went up 2.44 to 29.
yeah.
So actually silver percentage wise, sorry 79, but today silver won out.
And
Oops.
yeah, that's okay. But like when gold drops, silver usually drops a lot more too. So we got a question there to see what the platinum spot price is. So we're actually going to bring up um, a chart that's dedicated to platinum, which is right here. And this may not actually show what it closed at. I'm starting to think I would have been better off actually staying on that other one. But let's just see here. It's saying 950 an ounce. Right around 950. Let's see if I do this. $950.18. So that's 1900. $950 would be eight. That's 1900. So yeah, it's platinum's way less than even 50% the price of gold right now. So we're back to gold, the gold price here now. We'll zoom out a little more there. There we go. Oh, we got Dean R in the house. Hey, Dean, good to see you. Yeah, so okay, the markets are now closed. Congratulations, everyone that had gold. And congratulations to anyone that's been stocking precious metals. I think most people are pretty happy with how they've done at this point, including silver. The only difference is maybe platinum. Some people might be disappointed with that because it doesn't have the momentum right now. Like Neil mentioned earlier, it's kind of at a relatively low point right now.
Oh shit, man! I'm here. I'm chatting on chat. I forgot I was in the live stream.
Huh. No, you're here.
I was, I was messing with 79.
There, we can bring that up as a larger image so you can really tell that you're here. And actually, let's see if I can zoom this guy in again.
It is a good day if you bought silver 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, if you bought it last year, yeah, you're up a little bit. So it's the psychology that's being fed to us, and new people getting in. And this is why I say, in reality, no matter, and this you got to psychologically separate the two. FOMO is the fear of missing out. That's the definition of FOMO. So people who are getting in the market in the past week, month, year, they're only buying. Well, no, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Not they. A majority of them are buying because they see the need of it. The rest of them are buying a fear of missing out, and the price going up doesn't help that group of the people that are FOMOing in, because they also talk to their friends, and that's why I'm actually scared of buying gold right now, because typically during any run, once you get the FOMO people buying in, there's going to be a correction.
Well, and that's something that I believe in, and that is you got to be careful about having your emotions, investing your emotions into it too much, because that's where FOMO, which is fear of missing out, and FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yep. And both of them are psychological things, and they're all inside your head. It has nothing to do with the market.
But the antidote to that is buy low and sell high, or buy low and hold high, depending on how strong your convictions are on that asset or asset class. Right? If you can keep your emotions out of the decision making, then you're much more likely to make logical decisions, in my opinion. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, I was fucking with 79. Yeah, it does. I did hear you, but I was waiting for a reaction.
I was testing you. FOMO or MOFO? Good question, 79. Good question.
And the answer is snafu.
Or flurn.
Situation normal, all frilled up.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's at this point where we can open it up to questions. If anyone in the chat has questions for Neil and I, or Neil or I, on the subject of precious metals.
Or if he'd like to come up to the chat, he pinned it to the top.
Yeah. Cats, dogs,
keep cats.
Ironworking. The focus of this live stream was originally gold, but I think we can open it up to whatever subject now.
Yeah, it's been 11 minutes since the market closed.
Yeah.
So there's more action.
We'll stop that screen. So you think that's better?
Well, there's going to be no more price action that's given to us smaller folks that aren't in and do the actual trading. So, if you had if you had a connection to where the people who are buying and selling now, and it's not going to be listed until the Shanghai opens, that would be cool, because then that would give us all the same advantage that the people who have that information have, and that's why we don't have it.
Okay, Chad wants our predictions.
Chad, Wolf and Sledgenheim wow, I fucked that one up. Wolf Sledgenheim Steinenhausen Bergerdorf.
I think it's Wolf Schledgel Steinhausen Bergerdorf. I could be
I say
wrong.
Sledgel, Wolf Sledgel, Steinenhausen Bergerdorf.
Yeah.
Because from my understanding of German, the after you get to the wolf by the E, the Sledgel is how that would be pronounced. Sledge with the D, Sledgel, Steinenhausen Bergerdorf.
You got to say it silver page. Say it 10 times really fast.
Oh, hell no, man. I had problems once.
It's easy. You just say wolf, 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 wolf.
That's a good one.
So, okay, I'll go first then. I think that gold is going to continue to be relatively stable. It's still going to have some price swings, in my opinion. You know, like it can jump 10% or drop 10% pretty quick. But I really don't think it's going to have any wicked fast swings more than that. And I think it's just going to keep pumping out around 7 or 8 to 11 or 12% rate of return per year. Silver, I think, is going to continue to be extremely volatile, at least 2 to 3 times as volatile as measured by standard deviation to that of gold. But I also think it's going to continue to have extremely high correlation. So for it to drop 20% in a short period of time is nothing. And for it to jump 20% in a short period of time is also not out of the question at all. But I think it'll be pumping out a slightly greater long-term rate of return than gold. Probably more along the lines of, I don't know, 10 to 20% per year. And platinum, I don't know, just because it doesn't have the momentum. But I do. So I think that it's going to be extremely erratic. But I think platinum, similar to silver, it's got the potential to easily jump 40 to 70% in a year if the time horizon's right. And then I'll just finish off with osmium. Um, in its crystallized form, I believe that osmium is probably going to be just about as stable as gold, but will actually pump out a slightly better rate of return than gold. And for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about with the osmium, this is what we're talking about right here. And so, for anyone that has questions on that, I'm not really an expert on it, although I've been looking into it for a while. I would encourage you to link up with Neil or Long Live Coins or Nickel or Space Miner or Ian. And Neil posted Ian's link in the chat earlier in this very live stream.
And let me see, I'll go re-get it. Too many people have been chatting.
So yeah, I think osmium, if you look at it, and that is actually little osmium pieces in this gold bar that you see in my profile picture there. I think just by buying it and holding it in its form that you buy it in there, like as circles or squares or triangles, or like that H that you saw in that video clip, that's what I mean by that. I think it'll remain pretty stable price, and it's going to perform similar to gold, in my opinion, maybe a little bit more. But where there's real upside potential, and that's what Neil's talking about, is adding value to it. And I don't want to steal his thunder on that.
Well, there's more to it than that, just that part of it. But that's
Yeah.
the part most people understand easier.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go back now and actually pin that link for Ian's website so we can refer to that.
Right on. Yeah, I got it right there about the fourth comment.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
I've
got it.
just replaced that.
Okay.
Many people may not know Ian very well yet, but I think that they will. He's been a guest on several of Neil's live streams as well as several of Long Live Coins live streams. So we've got that pin there. You can check out his website, and he is a precious metals dealer. But he's the only precious metals dealer that I know of that also sells osmium. Know what I'm saying?
Oh, sorry, I'm messing with. Who are we even messing with? Zardos.
That's okay. It's funny. I'm multitasking at this very moment too. I've got like 10 different tabs open.
I can talk about a little bit about what is going to be a more significant driver of the price of the crystallized osmium over any other of the precious metals, even though it's I don't know, it's a rendition of osmium into a crystallized form. So it's not reflective of the actual precious metal per ounce price you see on the COMEX.
Yeah, it's per gram, really.
But now that's where we get interesting. It's in its present form of the crystallized form of osmium. It will no longer be produced as of right now, sometime in 2026. So that's when, and when I say that, I think about someone saying, okay, the last ounce of silver is going to be mined off the planet in 2026. What would the price of silver do? So that's the difference between crystallized osmium and the silver, gold, and platinum market. And that can't be that information was just released, and I don't know if there's any charts on crystallized osmium based off of the analytics and the technicals combined, but that right there would drive the price through the roof once that information gets out. And since no one really knows about crystallized osmium, it probably will drive the price through the roof without anyone knowing about it. And by the time people know about it, it'll already quadruple in price from those of us who have it now, in my opinion.
Right. So, well, what we do have, though, is we do have an idea of how osmium's been performing.
Yeah, it's about 15% year over year, which is a lot better than gold, silver, and platinum.
See, we've got this chart here. I'm just going to put it full screen for a second so people can see it easier. Let's see if I can even zoom in on that a little more. So there's 1 year, and this is the price of osmium per gram. So it's right around $1,500 US dollars per gram right now. And it's longer term performance. Like this is going back to 2017. So that's a pretty good,
That's what I'm talking about. Year over year, it's about, gold chart doesn't look that sweet. The end mark right now does for gold, but the long term, if you'd have bought way back then, the chart is better for the crystallized osmium because the gold chart's really more volatile.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey Tom, good to see you. And Lisa and anyone else I missed. So I'm just dropping in the link there for the source of where I got this chart from. It may not, if you, yep, no, that is showing US dollars.
Yeah, that's what, like 8 years, it's tripled its price in 8 years. So in like 2018, it was about what, 600, and now it's 1,500.
Yeah, so just shy of tripling.
Yeah,
it's like
250% increase easy.
Yeah,
actually exactly right, I believe, or really close to it.
Yeah. So okay, I think I may shut this down in the next minute or two. Even though we got some good people in here, and it's always good to see everyone. I just wanted to be sort of on the cutting edge of reporting on gold breaking through 2,500
Yeah, first
US.
one to report it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there are some people that dropped videos, but I think I'm actually. I looked and looked, couldn't find anyone else that had done a live stream on it, and so I think I'm the first person to really do that, at least in the community that I'm aware of here. Um, there we go.
79.
So yeah, if anyone had any questions or comments before we shut this down, now's a good time. 79 says to delete my channel. I have a feeling that as long as I keep talking truth, YouTube will probably shut it down for me all on my own.
Actually, no, with the way lawsuits are going and everything's going, we have a better fighting chance now than we did 2 years ago to tell the truth and not get shut down.
Maybe.
Elon Musk coming into this realm has shaken to the core and broken a lot of the companies that were pushing what was censoring the truth.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is they're withdrawing that whip they used to use on us. Because I mean seriously, dude, I was running my channel with 2 strikes for over a year straight.
Wow.
Now I haven't had a strike in 6 months. My channel's been on for 2 years and 6 months. For 2 years, I ran with two strikes, waiting to get kicked off. And then for the past 6 months, I don't even have 1 strike. So, you know, things are changing because I haven't changed.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, that's how I can tell things are changing as far as the censorship. Because yeah, God, I had the WHO, the actual someone from the World Health Organization, within 5 minutes of one of my live streams ending, complain about it, and they shut it down. And that live stream till this day, I don't even have access to my own live stream because they took it away. They did whatever. See, look, 79. She's gonna report me now. That's okay, 79. I'm on JM's channel, so it goes against him. Sorry about that, JM. I had to throw it back in 79.
Be nice. Be nice. Mm. So for anyone that's been here this whole live stream, this is where I was getting the music from at the beginning before Neil joined. And it's copyright free channel.
Nothing we say is financial advice.
It's called YouTube Jam Tracks. YT Jam Tracks right here. Let's see if I can highlight that for you. Should bring that in. No, it won't. Oh, well, I tried.
I'll just put it 79.
'79 is just trying to help. Gonna help by reporting, Neil.
Just trying to help the community. It must be a bad influence. I'll take JM's double burger. It looks a lot better than my single.
Well, mine's AI. Yours is probably actually a real burger.
Oh yeah, no, it is. But yours looks a lot better because, well, for one, there's no tomato, and they put instead of a tomato, they put another thing of beef, and that's always cool. And your bacon looks to be a different style of bacon than the bacon in mine. But yeah, AI generated.
And the cheese looks, a little more nicely melted.
Yeah, it's like you ladled it on instead of threw a slice on it.
Yeah. So there's press 1 for that bacon double cheeseburger. Press 2 for that bacon double cheeseburger. And press 3 for the music. Take Terry's wrench away. Terry likes the music. Yeah, we can turn that up a little bit. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put the link for this actual song in, and then that'll help you get to it. Since I didn't put the link in here earlier. So that link there will take you to this actual song, which is part of the playlist that we're looking at. And I think I'm going to put one more link in here, and then we'll shut her down. But if you had any final thoughts, Neil, go for it.
Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Times are going to get a little harder before they get better. Don't react with emotion when times get bad. Try and think about things before you react, because they're not going to be bad forever, and you'll regret it forever. That's all.
Sounds like good advice.
Yeah, nothing to do with financing, because not everyone's going to listen to finance things. A lot of people, 98% of people out there aren't listening to finance. So hit the 98% that are out there. Be kind, helpful, and grateful.
Sounds good. So the final link that I'm going to drop in here right now is for Salivate Metal. He's going to be going live in half an hour. He actually did do a video on gold breaking 2,500, and I'm sure he'll be talking about that a fair amount tonight. And I should actually put one more link in here, just because that's the type of guy that I am. So just hold on. There we go.
Chalice is 79. Sal sucks.
Here's the final link. I wanted to thank Neil for coming up on the panel here. He's always got excellent information. He does a lot more research than people realize. And so that is Neil's YouTube channel link there. If you haven't subscribed to him, please make sure you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to shut this down, and I can stick around for a minute or so after backstage there if you want, Neil.
Yes, please, if you would.
Yeah. Okay, guys, have a good night, everybody, and I hope to see you over at Salivate Metals. He goes live at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I also hope to see you over at some of Neil's live streams. He usually live streams Sunday nights.
Yep.
What is it, 9 or 10 Eastern?
6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern. That's it. Thanks again, Tom, 79, Mike Herrera, Silver Patriot, Lisa, Stephanie, Zardoz, Chad.
At 79, I will leave and never come back until I come back. And that's how long never will it be. So we'll now know how long never is.
Right on.
It'll be
Have a good
down.
night, folks.